Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be taking a step away from my reviews and I'm going to give you an overview of books that are coming out the rest of this year that are indie published. So I'm going to give you a spoiler warning if the book is a part of a series, just so you know and you don't accidentally get spoiled if this is something you want to read. So let's get to it. So the first book is the Starchaser Saga Dragonfire by Renee Dugan, which just came out on June 7th. Spoilers for books 1 through 5. A call to arms, a race against time, a choice that will change the future. With her cabal divided, a price on her head, and her power put to the test, Sistine leads the desperate search for Malik with a kingdom's worth of enemies seeking them both. Finding him might be the key to winning the war. It might also spell Sistine's doom. Risking uncharted territory, Ash, Aiden, and Kristoff seek aid from the dragon legions in Wild Oatmark. Only they stand a chance of bringing down the enemy's abominable hordes. But to gain their alliance, Ash must prove beyond all doubt who she is as a warrior and as a wing maiden. Amidst a storm of schemes, missing friends, broken hearts, and uncertain horizons, the cabal faces the grim possibility of a world that can't be redeemed, and Sistine fights to carry the burden that no one else does, the weight of the power in her veins, and a weapon that could turn the tide of the war. A power that could demand her love, her cabal, and even her own life, to save kingdoms from destruction. Alright, so I got to ARC read this book. Renee is one of my close friends, and I'm in love with it. I think that everyone should read this series. It's beautiful and amazing, and I just highly recommend. All right, next up, Master of the Destined Ways, A Dream of Dawn by S.I. Sevov. I got to read the first few chapters of this book, and let me just say, so far, it is incredible. It's amazing, and I got the privilege to interview him a few weeks back, and I'm just really looking forward to being able to read the rest of it. So, here we are. Love, tragedy, and transformation collide in this epic. Two young people will make choices that challenge everything they are, reshape the course of the future, and become myths. Spartak is a killer. It has gotten him into the top of the richest planet in the universe. The other noble houses made the mistake of threatening his family. He wasn't afraid of sin back then. Now he's a lord of a criminal empire, a prince of hearts, the most desired bachelor, and the most hated man in the Cartesian Empire. His is a legacy of money, blood, and power that killed all before him. Malia is a killer. She has fought in the universal war and knows secrets that can turn the tide for her side. Those secrets have made her achieve legendary things. Now she must achieve another. Rob the most dangerous man she knows, Spartak Anderson. Only their ways are woven in a grander design. A shadow from a forbidden age is returning. Against a backdrop of battles and plots, wonder and terror, the sinful shall be called to honor. The small shall be called to greatness. When the mighty and mad and magical clash for domination over fate, the whole universe will tremble. For there can only be one master of the destined ways. To prevent the world from burning, Spartak and Malia must defy an empire, uncover twisted truths, and master magic that no one remembers. As if that isn't enough, they will have to somehow not kill each other. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this book, and everyone should read it. Everyone, go order it on Amazon right now. All right. Next up, we have book 3 in the Navarre Chronicles, by Rising Shadows by Sydney Hawthorn, coming out on June 24th. Spoilers for books 1 and 2. A healer, a witch, an heir, a villainous monarch rising from the darkness, and a queen determined to protect the realm. After a summer of traveling and unexpected alliances, Jocelyn finds herself face to face with the goddess and the 12 in the heart of Reina. Despite the danger emerging from the darkness, their wisdom brings Jocelyn one step closer to defeating Aaron once and for all. Defeating him and rescuing her sister held prisoner in his clutches. With Quinn by her side, the valiant duo will stop at nothing to continue strengthening their powers for the war threatening the horizon, even if it means putting aside their blossoming feelings and their inner doubts. With the Shadow Games over and Ezra named official heir of Ravencrest, she joins Evelyn, Jensen, and Maya in their return to the main cadre, with orders to gather information that might prove useful to the Covens. But between her friendship with Evelyn and her determination to prove herself a kind leader to her people, Ezra disobeys her mother in the hopes of forming an alliance, one between the future Stormwood Queen and future rulers of Dorwyn and Rothel. Meanwhile, Aiden returns to the Revkiv capital under the protection of the elites, determined to discover the long-forgotten truths of the Moonberries and how to use them to their advantage against the demons, a task which proves more difficult than any of them anticipated, and one that Eden is set on seeing for himself in the sake of Navarre's survival. With Julia's life and countless others at risk, Jocelyn is more determined than ever to grow stronger, protect those she loves, and free her realm from the rising darkness no matter the cost. I also got to arc read for this book, and it is just incredible. I had the opportunity to read books 1 through 3 like in the same day, so everything just flows so well together. There's no like really stop and start. Every book is like a giant continuation, which I love in books, especially Chronicles, because sometimes they'll feel like every book is its own book, but this feels like just one long storyline, and I am in love with it. Next up, we have A Luminescent Dawn, Book 3 in the Iridescent series by Brianne coming out on July 26th. No blurb is released yet, but the first 2 books were amazing, so if that's any indication as to how this series will go, I have no doubt that everyone needs to read this book just as much as everyone needs to read the last 2. Alright, so we have the Granted series, Ascended by Kendra Thomas, coming out on November 12th. Spoilers for books 1 through 3. What if everything you believed was a lie? After the battle aboard the Dugan ship, things have taken an unexpected turn for Siberia and her friends. Having finally found the king's compass and taken Obsidian captive, Siberia must now retrieve the last 2 tokens to save her people and kingdom. But the next item she and her friends seek is in a place they cannot reach without an invitation, and there's only one person with a reputation vicious enough to obtain an invite to the Darkfell. Siberia must stand up and fight unlike ever before when unseen obstacles arise. Faced with seemingly endless decisions that could alter her destiny, Siberia must put faith in a mere myth and let go of the control she so desperately seeks. But will letting go induce chaos? Sun is torn between her mind and heart as she battles her feelings for a man that everyone around her considers a monster. He saved her back on the Dugan, but will he save her again? Darkness battles the light, and succumbing to the night has never felt or tasted so sweet. Sun is courageous enough to take on the curse alongside her family and friends, but she will learn firsthand that love cannot heal everything that is broken. And even the stone-hearted are not immortal. Ascended is the final book in the Granted series, and the ending is for Siberia's epic story. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'm extremely excited for this book. And I mean, just all of the covers for the Granted series are just so pretty. With the big reading slump I'm in right now, even if I don't get to reading it immediately, I know it'll look gorgeous on my shelf. All right, next up we have my book, actually, Tales of Neverland Book 1. It is coming out in early November. I do have a date, but I haven't released it yet. I also haven't released the blurb, but I can tell you that it is a sort of YA, bordering on NA, romance it's a Peter Pan retelling, and I'm just super excited about it. It's with my editor right now, and I'm going to be writing book 2 soon. And then next up we have the 3rd book in the Blood and Water Saga, The Goddess Eye by Cassidy Clarke, coming out on November 25th. There's also been no blurb release for this one, but you just need to read the whole series. It's a must. The 2nd book came out a few weeks ago, and I got to beta read for that one, and it was incredible. So I am so excited to read the 3rd book because book 2 leaves off on such a big cliffhanger, so book 3 is a must. So I hope you enjoyed me taking you through all these indie books that are coming out this year, and by no means is that all of them. I know there are many indie authors, there's many indie books coming out, but those are the ones that personally are highest on my TBR, and I am familiar with the authors already. Please forgive me if I pronounced any of the names for fantasy characters or fantasy lands wrong. A lot of times it's up to personal preference, or we don't always hear the names pronounced before we get them into our heads. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Bye!